Well, after saying fully vaccinated Americans can come into the EU this summer, the bloc has now adopted a proposal letting all travelers with the vaccine come in soon. For the latest on this, let's bring in our Brussels correspondent, Dave Keating. Dave, what more can you tell us?
For a year now, non-EU citizens have been forbidden from entering the EU except for essential travel, but that is now set to end. The Commission this morning adopted a proposal to end that ban and start allowing non-EU citizens in, but only people who have been vaccinated. Now, this proposal still needs to be accepted by the 27 member states of the European Union. I'm hearing that that should be easily accepted and that the Commission hopes that this is going to be adopted by the end of this month, meaning that non-EU citizens could start traveling into the EU for non-essential travel if they're vaccinated as of June 1st. But there are still a lot of questions yet to be resolved here. Perhaps the biggest one is how the EU is going to recognize foreign vaccination certificates, because these things can be very easily forged. And there's a lot of complications here. For instance, in the United States, there is no national vaccination certificate. Different states are issuing different pieces of paper that could be easily forged. And under the proposal, at least initially, it'll be up to national governments to decide what they need to recognize on a certificate. The other big question is which vaccines to recognize. Under the Commission proposal, it would only be vaccines registered by the WHO. That does not include Sputnik, that does not include the Chinese vaccine. And so, for instance, Serbians who have received Sputnik vaccines would not be able to enter the EU under this proposal. There is one out. There's a list of 7 countries that has been exempt from the ban over the past year, and the Commission wants to expand that for countries that have less than 100 infections per 100,000 people, and that those country citizens would be able to enter the EU without being vaccinated if they have a negative test. They want to expand that list to the countries that have low infection levels, and the idea is that that list would keep growing until eventually you'd have a situation where all countries could enter without being vaccinated.
Dave, we've heard a lot about this EU Green Digital Pass project. Does that relate to this in any way?
It doesn't, not for the moment, and the Commission has been really keen to stress that. That green digital certificate, what's being called the EU vaccine passport, that is for internal use. That is for use within the EU. The idea is eventually that pass could recognize foreign certificates, but that cannot be ready for June 1st. So initially, people coming from outside the EU will have to be presenting their own national certificates or some other kind of proof that they've been vaccinated. But they really want that EU system to, as quickly as possible, be able to recognize those foreign certificates in order to have more security, because, as I said, it is very easy to forge some of those foreign certificates. So work on the Green Digital Passport continues. Those are also expected to start to be used as of June 1st. It'll vary by country, but those two systems will be acting in parallel, I think, at least for the first month. And the idea is hopefully by July, probably at the earliest, they can get the EU vaccine passport system working with other countries, working with some kind of international system, so that non-EU citizens entering the EU can present their foreign vaccination certificate either before or upon arrival, and then be issued with an EU digital green certificate so they can really be sure that that traveler has actually been vaccinated.
Dave, thanks for that. France 24's Dave Keating in Brussels. Now, U.S. Secretary of State